Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And yesterday, guys, my son did a video on the Super Bowl, giving you the history of the two teams. And now Kansas City have 3 championships. We know the power of 3. But then also, guys, Philly represents America, the fall of America to Babylon. And I know a lot of you have read my book. A lot of you put in the comments yesterday those same comments. And you guys know I wasn't going to give my pick yesterday because people use that information to bet what I don't want to do that. Last time I did it a few minutes before the game actually started. But I definitely gave you a hint yesterday. But the big topic, guys, that we have that's going on, and we know sports is used as a distraction. And we had these flying balloons going around as a distraction. We had the derailment in Ohio, the train derailment that happened on February 3rd. It's finally getting attention and is unfolding. Now, the railroad workers had complained saying that this type of event would happen, but there was a chemical that was released and it was a life and death situation. And this should have been all over your media, guys, but it wasn't. Reporters getting arrested. But guys, we have wildlife being destroyed. And we know this chemical got in the water. And then plus it was airborne. They were evacuating the people, telling them that it was a life and death situation. And like I stated, guys, it hardly received any type of news. The mainstream media was busy pushing these balloons. And CNN had the nerve to say that Ohio residents are living a plot of a movie that they helped create, which was white noise. And guys, we know something bigger is going to come out of this situation. Because we know the NWO never lets a crisis go to waste. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Well, this is quite a crazy story.
It definitely is. Thousands of residents along the Ohio-Pennsylvania border are waiting to return home. Maybe some of them won't want to because there's been a massive controlled chemical release from a train wreck in that area.
The fiery train derailment occurred in East Palestine, Ohio on Friday. Some of the freight cars were carrying hazardous materials, and this is where it all gets really tenuous. On Tuesday, authorities began releasing and burning some toxic chemicals in hopes of avoiding an explosion. Mass evacuations were ordered for residents in the area. Officials are monitoring the wreckage as concerns grow over the environmental impact of the crash. Eric Olson joins us now. He is the Senior Strategic Director of Health for the Natural Resources Defense Council. Eric, welcome. You know, Errol and I were both just saying that if we were one of the people in this mandatory evacuation zone, we would feel really hesitant about ever potentially moving our families, our children back into this area. Is that a valid concern for them to have, given what has happened there?
Well, we know the immediate risk is breathing this stuff in. You've seen the pictures of these enormous clouds of toxic chemicals, and the fires certainly are the immediate threat, and breathing these toxic chemicals. But some of them can get into the groundwater if they spill as liquids. Some of them can also stick around for a while. So you want to make sure that we've cleaned that up and that people are not going to be exposed over the long term. And if I were living nearby, I would be asking tough questions about what we know about the long-term consequences of this massive spill.
Well, Eric, help us dive into that very topic, because if residents are going to ask questions and they'll say, oh, is it safe? We've already seen issues in some cities where the drinking water isn't safe, hasn't been safe for years, but cities are so strapped that they can't address the replacements necessary. This is the type of stuff used to make PVC. I mean, these are very serious chemicals. How long, worst case scenario, could they be in the groundwater, and could they contaminate the area?
Well, one of the chemicals that is involved is vinyl chloride, which, as you say, is used to make PVC, a kind of plastic. And a lot of that can vaporize, it can blow off. But if it gets into the ground, it can dissolve in the water, and it can stick around in the groundwater for a while. So that's really one of the things I'd be worried about. I'd like to know what other chemicals may have been released. And frankly, sometimes even the chemicals that they use to put out the fire can be dangerous. So you want to really make sure that you've checked that water and that the water is not contaminated, the soil isn't contaminated, and if it is, it needs to be cleaned up.
What happens for residents
going to a different economy? And we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Drama Team Save the Village. Part 2. King Joshua and Drama Team Save New York from COVID 33. Part 3. King Joshua and Drama Team goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.